This is a fuel pump sender tree out of an E30. This is a BMW 2002 tank. 2002 tank is taller than the E30 tank. And so the sender module and the pickup sit too high in the tank. Because of this, you lose capacity and your gauge reads wrong. So what I did, I extended the length of the tree, so the fuel pump sits lower. I just cut off the bottom part of the bracket, welded it down lower, essentially extended it. However, that doesn't solve the problem of the sender. Since my sender was busted anyways, it was seized up, and after ripping it apart, there was definitely no saving it. Contacts were rusted. It was done. And that reflected in the behavior of the gauge. So what I did is I found a universal sender. It's this particular kind because there's not a lot of room and I wanted it to fit in that same hole. This is the kind with the float that slides along a metal bar. Maybe it's capacitive, I'm not sure, but that still outputs variable resistance. You can get them in all sorts of lengths, you can get them in all sorts of resistances, and therefore like fuel cells and things like that. So ubiquitous, cheap, easy to find. However, does not output the right resistance or in the right direction to feed my original VDO gauge, which takes 0 to 90 ohms. However, 0 ohms is a full tank and 90 ohms is an empty tank, which is opposite what you usually find with this kind of thing. So what I did is I made a little electronic module. It runs using an AT-Tiny85. It has some logic in it that buffers the signal, smooths it out. So when that changes, it doesn't just change the gauge immediately. It slowly changes over a number of seconds. So when you're going up a hill, making sharp turns, whatever, it doesn't just send the gauge flying everywhere. Smooths out the output. What it does is it reads the signal. It takes a sample of that signal over a period of time. It finds the median sample value, and then it uses a MOSFET to control the gauge via PWM. You can configure it to work for any gauge and any sender. You just use the buttons, press or long press. The top one is for calibrating the sender. Set it to the min, press, set it to the max, long press. The bottom one is for calibrating the gauge. You adjust it by, again, pressing and long pressing. So in my case, I've got it all configured now for my car. It just took a couple clicks. So if I go into the car now and turn on the ignition, you'll see that after a couple seconds, the gauge will pop up to the current level of fuel. All right. I'm just gonna get this on here. And there you go. Seems to work well. We will see how it holds up over time. And I guess I'll do an update if it ever breaks or stops working, or I tweak it, or whatever.